Hey y'all, this is Kim. So this is I think it's court documents, obviously, for Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know why it took so long to file this, but it says in the court of the 15th Judicial Circuit in and for Palm Beach County, Florida, case number 5022019 CA 014681 AG at CA Florida Holdings LLC, publisher of the Palm Beach Post, the plaintiff, versus Joseph Abruzzo, the clerk and comptroller of Palm Beach County, Florida, defendants. Order granting plaintiff's motion for reconsideration of the trial court's February 29th, 2024 order and canceling July 8th, 2024 hearing. This cause having come before the court on the Palm Beach Post motion for reconsideration of the trial court's February 29th, 2024 order filed on June 12th, 2024, and the court, having considered the motion, being advised of the arguments of the parties and being otherwise advised of the premises, the court grants the motion for reconsideration and adjudicates the following procedural history. In 2019, the Palm Beach Post commenced this action seeking a declaration authorizing the release of testimony and related evidence presented to the Palm Beach County Grand Jury in 2006 during the first Jeffrey Epstein sex abuse investigation. On December 21st, 2021, the trial court entered a final judgment dismissing the Palm Beach Post's first amended complaint on the grounds that the court lacked the statutory authority under Florida Statute 905.27 to order the release of the Epstein grand jury materials. On May 10th, 2023, the 4th District Court of Appeal remanded the case to the Circuit Court to conduct an in-camera inspection of the Epstein grand jury materials to determine whether public disclosure would be furthering justice as designed by Florida Statute 905.27. The court ultimately determined the request did not further justice under the law as it existed at the time. The court stated that it must follow the law and cannot create new law. Lawmaking is a process that belongs exclusively to the people of Florida when they speak to their legislature and executive branches. This concept is rudimentary in basic civics. The courts interpret law, the courts do not make law. It is also important to note that without an amendment to the statute, grand jury proceedings are generally always kept secret and are closed to the public. This is generally to protect jurors, witnesses, those accused, and the integrity of the case. Secrecy allows people to serve as jurors and witnesses to testify without fear of outside influence or retaliation. In some cases, it also ensures the protection of an innocent suspect's reputation. Secrecy also makes it less likely that a defendant will abscond after leaving they are being investigated. While those do not apply to Epstein, the law at the time did not carve out an exception. During this time, among others, the clerk of court, Mr. Joseph Abruzzo, a former state legislator with vast experience in the legislative process, advocated to state legislators to amend the law. Their efforts were successful. Florida's legislature unanimously passed Bill HB 117. Once this bill passed, both of the legislative houses, the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, very quickly signed CS HB 117, amending Florida Statute 905.27, effective July 1st, 2024. This amendment significantly modified the definition of furthering justice to expressly include furthering of public interest when the disclosure is requested pursuant to paragraph 905.272C. It cannot be understated that the amendment to the law very clearly allows what previously was not legally permissible. The court's order denying the release of the records also gave leave of court for the Palm Beach Post to file a motion for reconsideration after July 1st, 2024, under the new statute. On June 12th, 2024, the Palm Beach Post moved for reconsideration of the trial court's order based on Florida Statute 905.27 as amended on July 1st, 2024. It cannot be disputed that the 2024 amendments to Florida Statute 905.27 were intended to remove the prior statutory hurdles to disclosure of the Epstein grand jury materials. In fact, the court notes the bill was often called the Epstein grand jury bill, recognizing the prior statutory construction did not allow release of these records. In the official press release, Governor DeSantis explained his reasons for signing a CS HB 117 into law. Governor DeSantis stated the public deserves to know who participated in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking. Nobody should be protected, yes, from facing justice due to their wealth or status, and those who harm children should be exposed and punished to the fullest extent of their law. Yes, absolutely. Conclusions of fact and law. Florida Statute 905.27 2C now reads as follows. When a court orders the disclosure of such testimony pursuant to subsection 1 in response to a request by the media or an interested person, regardless of whether that purpose is for use in a criminal or civil case, it may be disclosed so long as the subject of the grand jury inquiry is deceased. The grand jury inquiry related to criminal or sexual activity between the subject of the grand jury investigation and a person who was a minor at the time of the alleged criminal or sexual activity. The testimony was previously disclosed by a court order, and the state attorney is provided notice of the request. This paragraph does not limit the court's ability to limit the disclosure of testimony, including but not limited to the redaction. With that new legal mechanism in place, the court makes the following findings. The court finds that the request involves a matter of public interest. The criminal prosecutions of the most infamous pedophile in American history began in Palm Beach County with much controversy. For almost 20 years, the story of how Jeffrey Epstein victimized some of Palm Beach County's most vulnerable has been the subject of much anger and has at times diminished the public's perception of the criminal justice system. Adding to the public interest, Epstein is indeed notorious and famous and is widely reported to have flaunted his wealth while cavorting with politicians, billionaires, and even British royalty. It is understandable that given those reports, the public has a great curiosity about what was widely reported by news agencies as special treatment regarding his prosecution. This matter is clearly the subject of public interest. The court finds that this request is made by the news media, specifically the Palm Beach Post. The Palm Beach Post is a daily newspaper that was founded in 1916 as a local publication in West Palm Beach. For decades, the Palm Beach Post was printed and published daily in Palm Beach County. The court finds that despite its many changes, the Palm Beach Post has a long and rich history documenting our local community. Many local residents still rely on the Palm Beach Post to obtain information on national, state, and local events. The Palm Beach Post remains a newspaper of record in our county. The court finds Epstein is also widely reported to have been deceased since August 10th, 2019, under controversial and newsworthy circumstances while under supervision at Metropolitan Correctional Center in the state of New York. This adds to the public interest. Having reviewed the testimony, the court also finds the testimony relates to sexual activity between Epstein and child victims of sex trafficking. Again, it is widely accepted that Epstein is a notorious and serious pedophile. The Testimony taken by the grand jury concerns activity ranging from grossly unacceptable to rape. All the conduct at issue is sexually deviant, disgusting, and criminal. The details in the record will be outrageous to decent people. It is also important to note that some of the testimony in the records of Epstein's pedophilia involved other people, but there is nothing in this record that was outside the knowledge of law enforcement or prosecutors, and there's no new information. Tragically, the record reveals that Epstein used children to find more victims. The record also shows that some of the children knew the type of people they could be exposed to and the infamous nature of such notable people. The court also notes the testimony was previously disclosed to law enforcement agencies. Furthermore, the state attorney was properly noticed and long ago withdrew any objections to release the records and early on did his best to disclose the information in his office's possession without delay via an internal or internet portal. As a result, he was eventually dropped as a named party in this action after much inconvenience and expense. It is ordered and judged. The motion of reconsideration is granted. It is further ordered and adjudicated. The hearing scheduled for July 8th, 2024 is moot and is canceled. It is further ordered and adjudicated. The Palm Beach Post petition to release the grand jury proceedings regarding Jeffrey Epstein under Florida Statute 905.27 as amended July 1st, 2024 is also granted, with only a few redactions made by the court to protect the identity of the minors. The court hereby authorizes the clerk of court to release the redacted clerk notes and transcripts of the testimony in their entirety attached as Exhibit A. The court is not aware of anything more to review and disclose, done and ordered at West Palm Beach, Florida, County, Florida, and then Luis Delgado, Circuit Judge. Hey, y'all, it's Kim. So my video cut off at the end, but whatever. And then I couldn't get it to flip one of the pages. So anyway, we'll see if we can at least try to make heads or tails. But this is the grand jury documents from Jeffrey Epstein's case. Anyway, so I'm not sure what's in here, what we're going to see. So hang on to your hats, hang on to your seat, because it could be ick. I mean, I don't know yet. But anyway, it says Exhibit A, composite, clerk notes, and transcripts. I know this is not a certified copy, but it probably just means it wasn't signed. So, crimes against children investigation. I guess this is the people that actually electronic court reporting witness log. So, it's just times, names, people. Let's see here. So Detective Joe something here, Greg Parkinson, 3 names are redacted. Those could be victims. Jensen something, Tony Ross, continuing investigation, review of grand jury directives dated 426 or 42506, and then Mary A. Duggan. And then Tony Jensen or Ross, whatever. Okay. So, grand jury, crimes against children investigation. They try to redact that name, but it looks like Lana Blackhawk, maybe. And then on record, direct dated Joe. I don't know. I can't see what Detective Joe something. Who became involved in case, how case came to PBPD, I guess, Palm Beach Police Department, what redacted thought was going on. Redacted had sex, for money with something from Palm Beach. Fight with, I think that's what it says, where redacted was interviewed, what said initially, what redacted told redacted about going to the house. Man identified as Epstein Jeffrey. Redacted said she was over 18. Something redacted. Age and birth date 14 in February 2005. How knows redacted. I don't know what this says. How, I don't know. Redacted said, what would, oh, something would meet Jeffrey. This is horrible handwriting. Okay, Jeffrey's full name. Where was Jeffrey's house? Went to the back door. Jeffrey, I hope this isn't all in this damn cursive. This is gonna suck. Why didn't they do this by, I mean, who the hell wrote this down? Lady told something to keep bra and panties on. Jeffrey laid down on his belly. Jeffrey's description, what was kind of hesitant, or witness was hesitant, told Jeffrey she was 18, gave Jeffrey a massage. Jeffrey, it doesn't say. Assistant lady asked into undress, or witness to undress, wit spare, something touching Jeffrey's buttocks. Jeffrey asked to use witness, something about vagina, I don't know. Uh, Vibrator description, Jeffrey on his back. Where did Jeffrey something vibrate? Use vibrator. Ugh. Yeah. Jeffrey masturbated. Ugh. Ugh. And then Jeffrey gave her $300. Was something about telling detective about vibrator who was downstairs. Redacted got money to what? To maybe $300. Accused. I can't understand this. Discuss with redacted what happened. Did redacted and witness discuss about doing it again? Witness did not go back. Made controlled call to redacted and told redacted, and redacted got into a fight with redacted. Ooh, this is horrible. Uh, why lied to assistant principal. Assistant principal called witness stepmother, told mom she was dealing drugs, smoked pot, has MySpace site account. Document showed to witness, survey address, whatever. Dad took her to get something, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why did they do it this way? This is awful. Yeah, something about what found in Jeffrey House garbage. Controlled phone calls made by redacted. Two girls identified. How old girls were. 9/21/05. Trash pulled from Jeffrey's house. What found in trash pulled. Name of girls 10/3/05. Trash pulled from Jeffrey's house. Oh, I'm not gonna keep trying to read this crap. Who put this in here like this? Yeah, this is awful. I'll just put this. I don't know what I'll do. I'll figure out how to get I'll just put the link to where I got this from, and y'all can go do it. I mean, who the hell did this? I mean, what kind of stupidity is this? Okay, so I don't even give a crap about that. Let's go into this document, okay? It says in the enable editing. I don't need to edit it, but anyway, in the Circuit Court of the 15th Judicial Circuit in and for Palm Beach County, Florida, grand jury proceedings in regards to Jeffrey Epstein. On behalf of the state, Barry Kitchener, Esquire, State Attorney, 401 North Dixie Highway, West Palm Beach, Florida, 33401. Let's see. So, witness Joe Ricari recalled uh, Gregory Parkinson, obviously if somebody's redacted, and then Joe Carey recalled, and then Jensen Ross. Okay, be it remembered that the following proceedings were had at the Palm Beach County Courthouse located in the city of Palm Beach, state of Florida, on Wednesday, July 19th, 2006, uh, beginning at 9:14 a.m. with appearances as herein before noted, to wit. Therefore, Miss Dugan, everybody ready? Witness Joe Carey. Miss Dugan, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give today will be what? The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. The witness, I do. Miss Dugan, please have a seat. The witness, thank you. Examination by Mrs. Belovik. Good morning. Good morning. Detective Ricari, could you introduce yourself, please? My name is Detective Ricari with Palm Beach Police Department. Question is, okay, what is your position there? I'm a detective in the Special Investigations Unit. What do you investigate in special investigations? Long-term investigations, financial crimes, white-collar crimes, just about any kind of crimes. Okay, ones that are going on for a long period of time, though, usually. Correct, long periods. Not a murder that happened last night. Right. Okay. Did you become involved in an investigation under case number 0500368? That is correct. When did you become involved in this? In September of 2005. Okay. Was there another detective investigating this case before then? That is correct. Her name was Michelle Pagan. Okay. And she, at some point, turned it over to you. Correct. Have you familiarized yourself either speaking with Detective Pagan or going through her reports as to what was done when she was a detective on the case? Yes, I have. Okay, how did this case come to the attention of the Palm Beach Police Department? On March 14th, 2005, a phone call was received from Redacted who felt that there was some sexual activity had occurred with her her daughter. Okay, and redacted name is redacted. Redacted. Okay, and what who was her daughter? Her stepdaughter is redacted. What did redacted think was going on? What had occurred was that redacted had gotten into a fight at redacted school, and subsequent after the fight, they discovered $300 in her purse. When questioning $300, she had told them that she had received it from a man in Palm Beach. Okay, did Redacted also overhear a conversation where they were talking about sex? That Redacted might have accepted money for having sex with the man. Yes, that is correct. She had some kind of sexual activity with the man in Palm Beach and was paid for it. Correct. Okay, was Detective Pagan able to find out the circumstances about why the fight occurred? It was rumored that she had slept with the man in Palm Beach at redacted school. She being redacted. Okay, correct. And she heard the rumor that she was a prostitute and that's what started the fight. Correct. Who did she have the fight with? A girl by the name of Redacted. Okay, where? The fight occurred at school? Yes. Who actually found the money in Redacted purse? The freshman assistant principal. Okay, how much money was in the purse? 300. Was Detective Pagan able to interview Redacted? Yes. Where did that occur? That occurred at the Palm Beach Police Department. Okay. Did was Redacted initially honest with Detective Pagan? Originally, she did not tell everything that occurred. It was thought through a subsequent interview that the further information was developed. What did Redacted tell Detective Pagan initially? Initially, that she had gone to the house with a girl by the name of Redacted to pick up monies that were owed to her. When Detective Pagan, further questioned her, she explained that she was taken to the house to provide a massage to a wealthy man in Palm Beach. Okay, she initially denied that though, and said there was no act on her behalf between this man and herself. Correct. Okay, but she ultimately told him that she went for a massage. Correct. To give him a massage. Correct. Okay, did Redacted discuss with Detective Pagan that what Redacted had told her about going to the house? Like, did you know Redacted was going to bring you here to do a massage and that you were going to get money? Yes. What did Redacted say? Redacted explained to her. Originally, if I can read this. Originally, the first interview was done, I'm sorry, at Redacted School. She was going to the house to provide the massage. It was offered to her by Redacted to provide the massage to this man who was later identified as Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, did Redacted admit to Detective Pagan knowing that Redacted worked for this man in exchange for doing sexual favors? Yes. Did she say that she was offered the opportunity to do those and that's why she went there? Yes. Okay, did Detective Pagan ask Redacted if she ever discussed with Redacted about letting this man know her age? It was discussed in the ride over that if she would ask her age to say that she was 18. Okay, and Redacted agreed that she was going to do that if asked. Yes. Okay. Miss Bella Lovick. At this point, we're going to ask um, Redacted to testify. Okay. The witness. Okay. Please hang around. You're going to testify again in a little bit. And the witness, yes, thank you. And witness excused. All right, I'm going to stop it here. Uh, Witness basically right here on page 10 of this. But anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good afternoon. See y'all. Bye.